Howdy everyone, this is LockNutz, and you're watching episode 12 of the Wilderness Series on Wastelands. Hopefully you'll stick around to see what happens. Howdy, 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 how are you doing today? Oh my goodness, I tell you what, we got a lot of stuff going on right now. Right now, just taking care of a little bit of preventive maintenance, just changing the oil on Grandpa's old truck. Yeah, I was in town, had a chat with Jason Ogle, and I tell you what, he suggested that we go ahead and use this fancy little setup to change the oil, and it has worked like a charm. Ooh, good times. Oh man. So as you can see, we have made quite a bit of cash. The stone at our quarry is currently sitting at and topped out at $326 per 1,000 liters. We were getting just a hair under $9 grand per load. Now that is not too shabby at all. Oof. So if you guys remember, I was talking about, well, we're going to want to do something about this over here. We're going to want to maybe do something a little stealthy in the middle of the night. Operations need to know. You did not need to know. I wanted to keep you guys in the dark. That way, all of you could claim deniability. It was great. It was good. And here we go. We got our bridge from point A to point B, across and over and through the woods. To our other fields we go. Now, you know, I put this sign up here. And I feel good about it. Private property, no trespassing. Even though, you know, you go over there. But, you know, the whole reason for that is in case somebody comes driving onto my property, they get lost, and they see that sign, they'll be like, oh, geez, this is the wrong thing. But now that I think about it, they might try and turn around in my fields. Well, that's not good. But one of the things that we did end up doing here is we did end up redoing the very edge of our little pond or little lake, whatever you want to call it here. And just in case anybody asks, mainly somebody from town, we did this just to prevent erosion, and that's it. Yep, the bridge and the extra rock we brought from the quarry, it was all just to prevent erosion, and that's it. So, yeah, let's just stick with that. It was to prevent erosion. We don't want anybody sticking their fingers in around here and seeing what's going on. Oh man, but with that being said, it looks like our crops are growing up pretty darn good over there. I do have word that my house will be built today. Now, I ended up getting one of those modular pre-built, something's got the motor on. Oh yeah, modular pre-built houses, so it's actually going to go up really quick. And that's going to be great because the house is going to end up being right down over here. And I think one of the things we're going to look at with all this is after the house gets built, we're going to have to get our road coming around here, because what I'd like to do is, let's get up over the top of this hill here. What I'd like to go ahead and do is we need another silo over here. Now, like a grain silo is what I'm looking for. I'd like to get a grain silo up in here someplace and have a road that kind of comes around here, kind of behind the house, and then off around that way. And eventually we'll look at maybe putting a barn or two in here, or not necessarily a barn, but a shed for storing our vehicles so we don't have to look at that mess anymore. Goodness gracious. Oh, man. One of the other things I'd like to try and get taken care of here, and this is my fault. I forgot yesterday that we have all of this right here. This is ready to go. I screwed up. This has been sitting here for 2 days now. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I can't really do much about it. But it's not like we have a lot of extra grass. So my thought is, if you remember that big open field over by the quarry, we're going to go ahead and cut the grass on that today, plow it under, plant some grass, take care of that so it'll be field grass. So, yeah, that'll be one of the things that ends up happening there. And I think I'm not sure what's going on with that. But that's one of the things I'd like to kind of get accomplished today here, and really just kind of clean up the yard. I mean, we have a ton of cash. I think taking some time and getting our yard straightened up, organized, might be a good way to go. So, stepping away from the story here for just 1 second, what you guys see here is not necessarily what you've seen in the previous video or segment, whatever you want to call it. What ended up happening is I actually had all of this 100% complete. It looked good, it looked great, and then for some reason I just moved my hand off to the side here, and for some reason I accidentally clicked a button, so I destroyed like a large chunk of the field. Oh man, that was terrible. So I had to go ahead and redo the whole thing. Yeah, kind of unfortunate, but I couldn't just let that one skate by, guys. I had to let you know I kind of goofed up on that one. One thing, if you guys are doing any landscaping, one thing that I do like to do here is, and I've kind of just recently started getting in the hang of this. I know with FS22 out, this doesn't necessarily hold the same amount of weight, but if you're still playing on FS19, like what I did up here, I painted the road, I built a little bit here, and then I saved. I did a little bit more, and then I saved. I personally don't have all the confidence in the world to be making a great go at it, but ultimately I think it turned out pretty good. But yeah, like I said, guys, I couldn't stay in character the whole time. I had to let you know I goofed up. Oh, man. All right, back to the story. And with that being said, guys, obviously, like I said, we do have a lot of cash. I think our focus for what we should try and get done today, like I said, is going to be to kind of tidy this stuff up. We'll probably take a couple more loads of stone down into town while it's still up at the really high price. Why not get a little bit of that over there? We'll be over there anyways, mowing and everything. So we'll probably take a couple more loads, and then we'll probably start bringing some back over here because, like I said, the house is going to be delivered, installed, the whole 9 yards today. But as for when, I was told AM before 10 o'clock. I don't know. So we'll go ahead and see what's going on with that. And plus, we have all this grass over here we'll probably end up cutting as well. I mean, we might as well. It's here. It's ours. Let's not have it go to waste. But for the time being here, let's hop into the Big Bear. And we'll come over here and start taking some of our loads of silage and dumping it off. Is getting it over into our little storage facility, our silo or shed, whatever it is that you want to call it. Start getting that going. Actually, first, we're going to clean this up. I accidentally spilt some wood chips. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, guys. I am going to go ahead and take care of all of this, get our silage picked up, and we will go from there. I'm not sure when I'll bring you back in. It probably, I don't know. You know, there are things happening as we speak, and I don't really want to let you know too much, but I'll let you know what I can when I can. What the heck is going on? Why is that not picking that up? What's going on? Alright, well, I'll have to do a little bit of investigating. Hopefully this bucket picks that up. If not, I'll have to figure something else out. Oh, boy. Right where we left off. Alright, everyone, we are on our way back home with our final little bits of grass. With this one in here included, I mean, this isn't all the grass, but I know it's not full. We ended up having 5 full trailers, so we did pretty darn good out there when it comes to getting grass. Now, it wasn't as much. Hey, alright, I thought I seen a truck come by here. Oh man, I was out there cutting my grass and just absorbing everything. Look at this, the house is here. Alright, I love it. I absolutely love it. This is perfect. Nice little down to the beach. Oh my gosh, a little bench to be able to sit out here and watch. Oh man, this is going to be great. This is going to be absolutely great. So let's see. Okay, yeah, this is exactly... Oh, look at that. They even left some fruit out there for me. Oh, man. I mean, it's not much of a house. I'm not going to lie. And there's grass growing in. I'll have to figure out what's going on with that. But I can't have grass growing in the house. So, I mean, it is a relatively simple house. I've got a place for me to sleep and lay down here. It's not that big of a deal. I kind of like that. And up here, if I have any guests over or anything like that, we have a spot for them to stay. And it's kind of like doubles as a little lounge area. I suppose I could, I don't know, maybe set a TV up over there or something like that. I don't know. Maybe play a little farming simulator on there. Not sure. We'll have to figure that one out. And then most important room, the restroom. Oh yeah, and just quality stuff here. You know, for what I pay for this, you know, it's not too bad. It is not too shabby at all. But most of all, Arnold can stop harassing me now. And I don't have to sleep in the barn. Oh boy, it's absolutely great. It's absolutely great. The only thing I need to do yet here is get down a little placemat. That'd be about it. That way somebody, if I have visitors or anything like that, they have a place to wipe their feet. Oh man, this is great news. Absolutely great news. We might do a little landscaping around here, change this around, because like I said, I want to have a driveway coming down up around here. Mainly to make the ease of traveling across my farmyard here more accessible. And just kind of fix a lot of these terrain issues. It's going to be kind of costly. But I know we can do it. Besides, we do have our ATM over there that has not been touched in a little while. So that is great. Ah, gosh darn it, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I got that taken care of. So what I think I'll probably do right here is disconnect that, pull this guy off the edge here for the time being, and then we'll keep on rocking and rolling. Now, one thing that I have not done, actually I'm not even gonna, I was gonna say I was gonna crush the grass right away, but I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. I think I'll wait till later, because I really want to get my field plowed. I know it's gonna take quite some time to be able to do that, but you know, it's something we just gotta do. We gotta do it and move forward. So let's come on up here. We'll go ahead and dump this last little bit in here. As you can see, it really wasn't that big of an issue or anything like that. We pretty much just came back in here and dumped it on in. Relatively easy. Now, one of the things that I was talking about before, how I went into town in the past and I ended up getting some information about utilities, wanting to move in here and do bits and pieces of different things. So we had 189,000 on there. It's not too bad, not too shabby at all. But when it comes to the utilities, they did approach me a little while ago. And they did ask about my chunk of land that I had, the one that the angry place was going to go on. Now, they did offer me something. And I do know how this stuff works. If I don't take their offer, I can probably counter-offer 1 or 2 times. But that's about it. And then they just say, nope, we're going to give you the first price and that's it. And we're taking it. So I'm going to have to talk to them to figure out, you know, what's a good price for moving forward. Now, I didn't pay very much for that chunk of land over there, but what I'm kind of trying to work out here is, because I know the utilities are going to come in and take my land. That's just what's going to happen. What I want to try and do is negotiate with them a little bit. See if maybe they can get some roads built or something like that. Just because I mean, there's nothing out here. There's absolutely nothing out here. And guys, I got a plan for something I want to do in the future here. little development that I want to jump into, but I can't do it all on my own. I mean, I probably could, but I don't have the time with running the farm, taking care of all this stuff out here. I just don't have time to do it. So I'm going to see if they can take care of some of it. You know, whatever they don't take care of, I will take care of. One of the things I want to smooth that sucker out. Fix that thing up a little bit. Now, one other little thing I was thinking about. We do have quite the opportunity here, sitting on quite a pile of cash, and oh my gosh, it is just burning a hole in my pocket. Oh man, that is for sure. It is burning a hole in my pocket. So I'm gonna do a couple things here. For starters, I'm gonna get this set up where I can kind of go ahead and start plowing a field here. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of start off over here, because what I want to do is I want to bring, and this is something I'll take care of, I want to bring a road up there. And then I want to bring it around here and have the two meet up on the other side as it can go back out. With that being said, I kind of got to be careful about where I'm going to go ahead and take care of this grass. There we go. But ultimately, I think I still should be able to get a relatively decent sized field out here. Now, you might be telling yourself, what the heck's going on? Actually, I think I missed a spot of grass right there. Ah, it's okay. We got enough grass anyways. Now, one of the things that I have learned since being out here, out on my own, is that I actually found a lot of this stuff out here very peaceful. Very, very peaceful. A very good learning experience all the way around. From what I need to do to keep my fields healthy, I guess is a good way of looking at it. Keeping the fields healthy. What I want to do to... Oh, jeez. Make everything grow the way we need it to grow. And you take a look at all this grass all over the place here. The grass actually is really good fertilizer when you go ahead, let it grow out, and you plow it under. So one of the things I was thinking about with this field that we're creating over here is, even if we don't decide this is going to be a 100% of the time grass field, if we can go ahead and at least maybe get a harvest or two of grass out of this, keep on going with silage. I don't know if that's something we're going to stay on hot and heavy. Time will only tell with that. But the way I see it is that we are at least fertilizing the land. And if we're fertilizing the land, that means we're just going to end up with a better yield at some point here. So, even though this seems like we're, I don't know, kind of wasting time, or, I don't know, fill in the blank, whatever it is that you would want to call this, well, you know, if you're going to go ahead and plant grass and then, I don't know, in a couple harvests, you go ahead, plow it all under and plant oats or corn or soybeans. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the possibilities are, well, not endless, but the possibilities are large. At least this way we're able to make a couple bucks off the land while we're fertilizing it. And I think that's just a smart way to go about doing things. I don't know. It might be the right way to think about it, might be the wrong way to think about it, but I think one thing that I have found out more than anything else about being out here, thinking is something that you always have time to do. Oh, man. So I am going to go ahead and get this field taken care of. And then before I do really anything else on it, I think I'm going to go sit back in my brand new house, put my feet up, and suck on some ice-cold lemonade. Oof. It's about time. We got a house. The homestead is really coming through. Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, we have finished plowing our field. We actually went and did soil sampling on it as well, so it's not like this is completely unwarranted, and it is time for us to go ahead and spread our lime. And as you probably can tell, we are spraying out a little bit bigger path of lime. That's right, we took the time and we did a little upgrading of this little bad mamma jamma. Now the 82 spreader can go ahead and spread farther distance, and it also can go ahead and hold more in the tank. So overall, that's going to be a great thing for us moving forward. Now, I took the other tractor, our Mercedes-Benz, into town because we're going to have to make a little purchase down there. So I send that guy down there. We're probably also going to run out of lime because this is a huge field. Now, when it comes to grass, I'm not sure what we have to do for liming it. I mean, because if you think about it, you lime it once, you cut the grass. It's not like you killed the plant altogether. It's going to keep growing. So I'm really kind of curious. Is this like a one and done sort of thing with liming? I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure. And I also have a surprise for you guys back at the farm. We'll get to that in a little while, but there was something that I completely forgot about. Oh, I can't believe that it actually slipped my mind. So once we get an opportunity to go back to the farm, I'll show you the little surprise here. But I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this field getting done. It's now we're going to have a constant, well-maintained field of grass instead of us just going ahead and cutting little bits and pieces here and there that we're finding all over the place. This will be a section of field, land, whatever you want to call it, that is made and is being taken care of for grass. So this is, I don't know, it's pretty exciting to me. It's pretty exciting to me. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, guys, is I'm going to drive this into town so I can get just a little bit more lime, and I will meet you guys in town. So hang tight. Hang tight. And here we are rolling into town right now. Oh man, it doesn't matter how many times I come over this bridge, I still love the view. And if you guys remember, I was talking about this quite a while ago when we first made our first trip into town. I think it was with a load of wood. I was talking about how it feels like to, all right, we're all out on your own, and now it's time to make a go at it. Let's go. Let's do these things. It still is kind of neat driving into town. And one of the things I did here, just so you guys know, when I was driving into town, I called ahead, and they got these taken care of for me. So that's good. That's absolutely good. So while that kind of gets loaded up, I'm not sure how much of that's going to end up fitting in there. Standing on top of that. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and get rid of this cedar. I think it's time. We're going to go ahead. We're going to move on. And we're going to make a go at it. So I have an idea of what I like to get. But I think this is another one of those times where I'm going to go in there and try and sweet talk a deal. We'll see what ends up happening. I don't know. But let's go ahead and drop that right there. Pull this guy ahead. Alright. Repair this. Yes. Sell. Yes. Alright. $15,000. That's what we got to play with. So hang tight. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go get the cedar or the limestone, continue filling up, and then I'm gonna head in here and see what kind of deal I can strike. So hang tight. Ho 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 ho! Did I get a deal, guys? You are all gonna be so jealous. Oh my goodness. Oh. I tell you what, this is great, this is grand. I never would have expected this, never, but I got a weeder. I got a weeder, but it's not any weeder, guys, it's not any weeder. This particular weeder, it plants, it'll plant grass, it'll plant canola, and then it'll also plant OSR, or oilseed radish, I think is what it stands for. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it tastes great. Oh man, and I'm just leasing this. So here's what the issue is, guys. We have a ton of cash. Right now, we have a lot of cash. The cedar that I really want to get costs a bunch of money. And unfortunately, I also, on the other side of things, I don't have a tractor that's powerful enough to be able to go ahead and pull this cedar. So, I'm also going to be looking at getting another tractor. And there again comes in the problem of I can buy one, but I can't buy the other. and I think it's time that I just kind of hold off for a second. So I think what the plan is going to end up being, once our crops are grown and we can harvest them, we're going to use the money we get from harvesting, and we are going to go ahead and buy our new seeder and the new tractor that goes along with it. Also, I know we talked about doing corn. This whole idea might be pushing my corn off a little bit too. So I'm not sure how we're going to go about doing this, making it right. It's hard to tell. I'm not sure what we're going to do. But I guess, worst case scenario, we do have our ATM out there. And speaking of that, one of the things I was thinking about, we've been cutting down all these trees. The trees, they're not going to just automatically grow back. I mean, eventually we're going to cut them down, and, that's going to be it. There won't be any other trees. So I was thinking, at some point here, I think it's probably best for us to go ahead and plant some trees. Besides, I guess that falls underneath the category of I know Grandpa did it. He planted quite a bit of trees. Now I couldn't point to you and tell you which tree he did and which tree he didn't do. That I'm not sure. But I think in the spirit of Grandpa, if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish liming up this field, and when I get done, I will take you back to the farm and you'll get to see the surprise. But no peeking. No peeking. Well, here we are, folks, back at the farm, back at the homestead, and we have made some changes, as you can see back over there in the corner. There's our surprise. I forgot to tell you, when I was calling about the modular home that's over there, they asked me as well, just, because they knew who I was, would I be interested in getting a silo. They didn't have a silo, but they had a relative that actually installs silos. So I actually got that installed as well. I forgot about that completely. But one of the things that I ended up doing was I ended up doing a little bit of work around here and, kind of tidying up the place, making the place a little bit nicer. So let's come on over here. Let's take a look at things. It's not perfect. I got some leveling that needs to be taken care of. But as you can see right there, I did get myself a tool bench so I can go ahead and repair my own vehicles and I don't have to take them off into town. It's great. Let's continue on through here and we'll show you how the rest of this looks really quick. So as you can see, I kind of got a little bit of a roundabout going on in through here. This will help us out for being able to dump silage, wood chips, anything like that off into our wood chip storage facility. And then same thing for up over here. Now we have a nice path to get up here instead of trying to just back up into there around the building, which seems like kind of a pain in the butt most of the times. And it was. And then we come on over here, and this is where we get this. This took a lot of loads to fill this up, but we were able to do it. Came on over here, and this, what's really cool about this, I think this is going to be a steal for us. This particular silo setup in these tanks over here, this is where we can put our grains and whatnot. And then over on this side over here, this is where we can put, like, liquids. So, I mean, this is just honestly, it's a steal. I mean, I don't know if I should be, let's say I have, like, liquid manure or herbicides or pesticides. To be honest with you, I don't know if I should be storing them right where I put the grains, but I'll let somebody else worry about that, to be honest with you. Oh, man. This is good. I mean, it's a little bumpy there. I'll have to take care of that. But again, this gives us the opportunity if we want to turn up around that way and go around that way, or if we want to come up over here, it's completely up to us. Now, a couple things I want to point out here is I also got on the phone. I know I feel like I'm just spending a ton of money, but I seen a shed when I was looking through a catalog the other day, and I think I'm gonna get a shed and put it right here. Now, obviously, it's not gonna be a big shed because there's not a lot of space right there, but the same place that makes the one shed, it's going to be another one modular things where it can be put together, and I'm not going to have to wait a long time to have someone build it. It has some larger ones that can be made as well. So I think I'm probably going to end up having a shed over in this area as well. And between the two of them, that should allow me enough storage for all of my stuff. Oh man, I think this is really panning out. Really, really is panning out. That is for darn sure. Oh man, I tell you what. I mean, this is a great thing for us. I mean, we're really moving forward. We're expanding the farm. Now I have an idea of what I'd like to do up over on that side. I think we're going to end up putting another field over there on the other side of our new field. Maybe not right next to it, maybe in between the two. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I know what it looks like in my head. It's just not there yet. So with that being said, I think there's a couple things that we're going to end up wanting to look at getting here. Oops. I think one of the things we're going to want to look at getting is some sort of liquid mover, like a tank of some sort. I don't know. I mean, you see them on the roads that they're like trailers that haul liquids around. If we have that liquid storage back over there, we might want to go ahead and take all of this stuff and instead of leaving it out here in pallets, maybe get it into the tank and then offload it into the main tanks over there. Just like I said, just to kind of clean up the yard so we don't have all this stuff sitting around all over the place. At least that's kind of my thought. I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best thing for us to do, but like I said, it's at least a thought of us moving forward in everything. Now, if you go ahead and you think about this here, because I know naturally one of the questions that is going to be asked, and that's going to be, what do we do with Grandpa's barn? I mean, Grandpa's house doesn't exist anymore. What do we do about Grandpa's barn? I can't get rid of it. I just cannot get rid of this barn. I personally was never here with Grandpa. And obviously at that point, I wasn't here with his grandpa either. I mean, it was way before my time. But the effort and the sweat that was put into this thing, I can't do it. I just can't do it. With Grandpa being gone now, I mean, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I cannot get rid of this barn. This is all I have left of Grandpa. I mean, I have the land. I mean, Grandpa did give me the land, and we've definitely bought up parcels around here and done all sorts of things with the land, developed it. But that's it. This is all I have left. So I can't do it. I just can't do it. But I don't want to think about that right now. I just don't want to. I'm going to get over there and I'm actually going to start planting some grass. So what I'm going to do really quick here, guys, is I'm going to head on over and then we're going to go ahead, start looking at what we got to do for grass. And on my way over there, I'm going to make a couple phone calls. So I'll catch up with you guys once we get over there and we start rocking and rolling seeding. And we are back at it again. We're seeding this field up now. This makes it kind of nice. We lay down that lime and then we come out here with our seeder, sweeter. I'm not sure what you want to call it, but I do like that. It leaves it nice and neat on the field. It shows us. Essentially, it shows us where we have not gone ahead and seeded yet, where we have not taken care of what we set out to do. So this is awfully cool. I do enjoy doing this. This definitely makes farming much, much easier on myself. Oh, man. I kind of feel a little silly now that I think about it, that I got this sweeter. The sweeter. But, you know, ultimately, it's not the end of the world. We're just leasing the darn thing. I'm not going to get a lot of time on it before we send it on back. And like I said, it's only going to be temporarily in use by us. It really is just to kind of get us through this one harvest. And that's about it. Then we're going to go ahead and look at getting some other things. So now, like I was telling you, I had to make a couple phone calls, just checking on some prices on some things. The price for our stone from our quarry is still up. It has not gone down yet. I know I said this before, and I really didn't do anything with it, but potentially we're going to go ahead and jump back over there and take care of that while the price is still high. And when that starts to dip down or whatnot, I think we'll jump back over and continuing on with our forestry, you know, hitting and cashing out at the ATM. But yeah, I mean, oops, a little wicked bump there, but that'll do. So yeah, boy, this, I forgot how small a tank is on this thing. I know they told me it wasn't very big, but we'll make do for now. Worst case scenario, I can just load up our truck and come on over here. With that being said, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was another one of the things that I did is when I called into town, I pretty much just called everybody in town because there's nobody out here by me. But when I was calling into town to these couple bits and places, one of the places I did call was the shop. Now, there is something pretty cool at the shop that I think we'll look at getting. And that would be a tank for our truck. You know, the one that we have where we can interchange the bed portion. Well, I guess they have a tank that is sitting around at the shop, and they'd be willing to sell it to us. So I think we may look at doing that too, and then that would handle all of our issues for moving fluid around. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of getting something separate, and I don't know. It's just a thought. I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna do, to be 100% honest with you, but we are going to make a go at it, that's for sure. I think what I'm going to do here really quick, guys, if you don't mind, I think I am going to stop for just a second, head back on over to the farm, load up our trailer with some seed, and then I'm going to come back over here. So, we're almost out of this thing. For granted, it was, like I said, it was only 300 liters in here. It wasn't very much, but yeah, if you will, give me just a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm bringing you in just a little bit earlier than I thought. I was going to go ahead and load everything up, but I figure you should be here when we really test the weight limit out on this bridge, and oh boy, it's a little shaky. Oh boy, my teeth hurt after that one. Holy cats, but it held up. It held up. I feel terrible, but at least it held up. Oh, man. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll get these couple pallets out here, and we'll head on over there to... Okay, there it is. I was a little afraid. I forgot where I had put this. Alright, so we'll go ahead and grab the stuff off of here. Now, one thing that normally ends up happening when we have a lot of weight on here, this tends to have issues. So I'm willing and wanting to see how this is all going to turn out. Let's see if we can get that in there. It looks like it's the right elevation. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. There we go. Perfect. Like a glove. Oh, man. Okay, so that's good. Actually, I gotta go switch... Oh, no, the truck's right there. It's actually okay. Go ahead and grab this thing. Like I said, we're gonna load this up, and then we will head on back over there so we can keep on planting our grass. I mean, why not? Now, again, I know we had conversations about what we're going to go ahead and put out here. I know the plan was to go ahead and put out, or I should say plant, some corn out in all these fields, but like I said, with all the purchases that we're planning on making here, I don't know if that's necessarily the best of ideas. So we're going to have to wait and see. But I think actually just this one pallet is going to be more than enough. Oh, shoot. I detached... Oh, shoot. Well, son of a gun. Well, I'm not going to ask too many questions about that. Same thing with that. I'm not going to ask too many questions about that. Oh, man. That's crazy. Alright, let's turn that off real quick. We'll head on in here. Yeah, so give me just a second. We'll get over there and we'll continue on with planting our grass. Alright, we got this all filled back up. Let's go ahead and get this truck out of here. We don't need it parked on the field. I don't know how that's going to affect the grass by having the truck on there, but that's okay. Now, one thing I forgot to do, guys, is I forgot to strap this pallet of seeds down. And thank goodness it slid and wedged itself right up in front here, because otherwise I would have lost this pallet of seeds. So one of the things that we got to go ahead and definitely look at doing here is taking care of these, well, I guess we can't even say take care of the roads. We need to actually fix the roads, establish what roads are out here over by our land, and I think that's going to be one of those things we end up working on here pretty quick. I mean, we have the stone. Obviously, with prices being what they are, we probably don't want to sell it too much. It actually would probably make sense for us to sell the stone and then have the people go ahead and bring it back to us and use it. I don't know. We'll have to figure something out to make this work. Make a good go at it. But I'm not entirely sure how and why. Oh, I forgot to tell you. One of those phone calls that I made, I found out. I had heard some rumors, but I had found out what's going to end up happening is that utility company. They're actually going to be holding a meeting within town here about what's going to happen with the, well, whatever they got up their sleeve. You know, like I said, I hear they want to go ahead and put some sort of power distribution thing in over here. I don't know. I'm not sure 100%. But yeah, there's going to be a meeting for anybody who's a town resident or lives in the general area. I guess that's where I fall in. But yeah, so I can't wait to go and see what they have to say. Hopefully, I'm not going to lie, hopefully the townsfolk say, hey, yeah, you know, go ahead and put that on my land over there, and that's probably going to be the best spot, because if everybody gets on board with it, I think I should be able to make a couple extra bucks off of it, or at least if not make a couple extra bucks, do some wheeling and dealing. I think it's a possibility. I think it's a good possibility I can get what I'd like to get. But I think it's too early to say stuff about that. I don't know how all these legal things work and whatnot, but I don't think we're ready to talk about what's going on. Not yet. Very, very soon, though. Like I said, a little later on this afternoon is when that meeting is going to happen. So that's great. That's absolutely great. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can find out a little bit more what this utility company wants from us, and we can all move forward as a town and as a community. But until that time, guys, if you're liking what you're hearing, liking what you're seeing, go ahead and just smash that like button. I would appreciate it. Go ahead, if you want to help the channel out, go ahead and hit the subscriptions. That's awfully kind of you. Make sure you turn your notification bell on and have it set for all. That way you know exactly when the next episode's coming out, and when other little bits and pieces drop. You never know. Things could happen. Things could happen. Make sure you have the opportunity to go ahead and share this with somebody you like. Well, maybe not even someone you like. Maybe just someone that likes sweeters. Yeah, sweeters. Share this with your best sweeter friend. Oh my goodness, I tell you what, guys. This has been good. We're making a lot of progress out here. Things are happening. The farm, the homestead is starting to come together. Oh man, it's great. It is definitely great. Thanks for stopping by.